Welcome to the Long Run with Joel and Christy. I'm Christy, and I am about to show you that I'm prepping all the food from Misfits Market box that I got a couple of weeks ago. Last week, you may have seen that I did an unboxing and review of the products of my initial review. Now I'm actually putting these items away. I'm going to show you what I thought of them as I do that, and I also give you tips on the best ways to put your produce away so that you make it last as long as possible. Now, I will be stopping the video for a few minutes to see what Misfits Market said. They gave tips in their email on how to actually put your stuff away. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll also tell you things that I just know from experience. Like, for instance, if you saw in our video, the avocados were already black. This one has a little bit of a green spot, so I may leave it on the counter for a few hours. But this one is going straight in the refrigerator. That's right, you heard me right. You put your avocados in a brown paper bag if they're green and not ripe at all. You put them on the counter if they're not ripe. But once they are ripe, you stick them in the refrigerator. That stops the ripening process in its tracks. Now, I will say that I know this from reading the Misfits Market thing, that they had a different suggestion on what to do if you cut into your avocado and you don't use it all at once. And it was, once you cut into it, you know, the part that you don't use, you flip it upside down so that the, what do you call that thing? Anyway, so that it's down, facing down in a bowl of water. I was like, what? I've never heard that before, but I will give it a try and let you know what I think of it. There's that. A little crooked. Okay, so that's that. And then limes are not going to take any, you know, like what I always do with my limes, and I will check Misfits Market to see if they agree. But I put them on a shelf in the refrigerator, just like they are on a shelf. I'll put them with lemons, but I don't put them with anything else. You don't want them on a shelf with like your bananas or your avocados or anything like that. You want them by themselves, and you do not want to put them in the vegetable drawer. The crisper drawer. Apples obviously are really easy. I put them down in the fruit drawer by themselves in the refrigerator. That's right, not on the counter. Especially down here in the South. I live in Orlando. Fruit that's out on the counter is going to stay hot too long, and it's going to go bad faster. So we put these immediately in the fruit drawer by themselves. Well, not necessarily by themselves, but they're in the fruit drawer just where you would normally put them. Now, so that didn't really need any work. This is going to be really easy, and if you've been around for very long, you've seen me do this many times in other videos. Okay, so I filled up a glass with some water, see? And I'm just going to take my cilantro, and I'm going to stick it in there, make it almost like a little flower. And then you take a Ziploc bag, put it on the top, and you put this in the refrigerator. That's right, that's how I put it in the refrigerator. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to look at Misfits Market and see what they say about the Brussels sprouts. I think it may say that you can leave it in the bag. I'm not positive, but we'll do that in a couple of minutes. I believe that you can stick these in the crisper, like in a produce bag, just like so, until you're ready to cut them. I won't be letting them go very long. Probably will do it tonight to get them cut in containers, because I want to just get this part done. Joel always cuts watermelons for us, so I'm not going to do that. And I'm leaving the pineapple on the counter for a couple of days to see if it'll get more yellow. The carrots also will go in a produce bag. These potatoes all go, I have a container, just like a little plastic container that doesn't have a top on it, that I just put all my potatoes in, and just set it there, and it's open air in the pantry, but it's not closed off. It doesn't need anything done to it until you're ready to cook with them. So that doesn't have anything to do with it. So I'm going to go ahead and move these out of my way. Okay, so this is where things will get interesting, because what I'm going to do is going to prep these, but let me show you what I do. I just like that, and I do that to all the pieces, and I put it in a bowl. I wash them really good, dry them really well, and then when I finish drying them, I come back and I just rip them into smaller pieces like this with my hands. No need to chop. It just takes a couple of seconds. And then when I put it in the bowl, then I will show you that part, but it's super simple, like just two. And basically what we're doing is we're just massaging the kale down, and then we'll put it in a container in the refrigerator. Okay, so I just looked at my email real quick, and it does say to store the Brussels sprouts in a plastic bag. I'm assuming that this plastic bag is an acceptable plastic bag, and so I'm going to be keeping that, so I don't end up using 2 different plastic bags. All right, and then the blackberries was to get a reusable container, put some paper towel in it. So I put a paper towel in it, and then to put the blackberries in there. So I'll be putting that in this container after I rinse them off, and then just put these in the refrigerator. Okay, and I just did a time lapse for you of me, taking all the kale off of the stems, and then I rinsed it off, triple washed them, and I've just got them laying out on a paper towel, kind of draining a little bit. And after they're dry in a few minutes, I will just quickly put in there how I prep the kale before I put it in the refrigerator. Is basically going to be, and I'll do it in a time lapse, but basically I massage the kale. I break it into small pieces, put it in a bowl with olive oil, pink Himalayan sea salt, and maybe a little black pepper, maybe a little garlic powder, and then I just stand there and work it with my hands until it's nice and soft and tender. And then I just put a lid on it, put it in the refrigerator with a paper towel. And it's usually pretty good for days. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed all of our prepping. That is all for this video. If you like this content, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and comment below and tell us if you have any tips for how to preserve produce. Maybe even if it's like produce that we didn't mention in this video, because I was just showing what I did with my Misfit Market box. But if you have produce that I didn't mention and you want to give a tip, then be sure to do that, because it helps all of our community. Okay, and until next time, this is Christy with The Long Run with Joel and Christy saying, it's a long run. Give yourself a little grace. Bye.